welcome back. We are on our final seminar of the day. Looking forward to hearing what Nathan here has to say about guiding your brands through the apparel development process. Nathan Bekerman is the CEO of Axleback, and he'll be doing a nice presentation on guiding you through the product development process. I'd like to remind everybody that we have a chat function. We're going to do this a little differently this time. If anybody has any questions along the way, please feel free to post them here to the chat function or to our Facebook Live viewers. Please include your comments or questions there, and Kevin will forward them to me, and we'll get them answered in real time. So this is more of a discussion format. So without further ado, I'll be disappearing here and coming back at the end for any questions, remaining questions, and do a little dialogue there. So Nathan, good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. You know what they say about being the last panel to present. When you're at a live show, it's kind of you start seeing the audience trickle out. But the good thing now is that everyone's already home, so hopefully we can stay engaged. But no, the goal for me today in the session today is really to provide as much value to all the brands and manufacturers out there to be able to help bridge the gap that we see on a day-to-day basis between brands and manufacturers. That's really what we're here to talk about. So if it's all right, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Have a little presentation. Not too many slides, I promise. Let's see, we're good. Let's see if we're good to go here. Okay. So at Axlebeck, we deal on a day-to-day basis with brands and manufacturers and helping those brands and manufacturers communicate. So today I want to talk about basically three important cornerstones of that process. And for brands that are developing apparel, the three most important things that need to be considered are design and development costs, price point considerations, and hidden costs of manufacturing. So let's get right into it. Understanding design and development. There's four important parts of the design development process, and working with brands, we see it every day, and even working with our own brands and manufacturing for our own products, we learn to perfect the design and development process. The most important place and the best place to start when you're creating a new product or a new apparel is to have a great reference sample. That allows you as a brand and a manufacturer to shortcut a lot of what goes into ideation and developing a new product. It gives you a great place to start with what fabric you need. It gives you a great place to start with what fit you're looking for, and allows both the brand and the manufacturer to have a great starting place. Upfront and back-end costs are an important consideration because, and what I mean by that, I'll explain that now, but basically upfront costs are everything that you do before you're actually going into production. And that means creating the right patterns, having a great tech pack, making sure the fabric source is correct and you've done your homework on the supply chain of that fabric, making sure you have the right colors, etc. The importance of a tech pack, I mentioned that. Tech pack is, as the way I like to explain it, the secret sauce and the recipe to developing apparel. If you can have a very powerful and complete tech pack, and we'll go through one shortly, it will cut down a lot of the development time that you need to invest upfront. Back-end cost, what I mean by that is the work that can be done upfront with finding the right fabric, finding the right fit, creating the right tech pack and pattern will allow you to save time and money on the back end of that development. Production samples are also an important part. Once you're done with the design and development, if you have a good production sample, you're actually able to pre-sell your product before you actually produce it and increase your order quantity, lower your cost of production, and decrease your risk. So let's take a look at a tech pack really quickly. This is a sample tech pack that we use to show clients kind of what we need or what we do for them. We actually develop tech packs for our clients when they are not able to do it themselves. But very quickly here, you see all the details of what goes into a garment. This, for example, is a men's polo shirt. You can see the colorways that are going to be produced, the pattern that's going to be included, what the Pantone is for each color that will be included, what type of labels will be in there, the size of the labels, and also the fabric quality. There's one page missing here, which is the sizing. So all the sizings, there's over 15 different measurements that go into a garment. Depends on the garment, how many measurements there are, but that really gives the manufacturer an exact recipe of what you're looking to produce, and it really allows the communication to go a lot smoother. When it comes to knowing your price points, it's very important that you do this work up front, because it will allow you and the manufacturer as well to know where you can and where you can't go. Number one, that is the market niche. So as a brand, you want to be very clear on what product you're trying to sell and to whom you're trying to sell it. This will allow you to understand what price point your customers are willing to pay for that product, and will allow you to backtrack into what's the right cost for that product. And I've seen it time and time again when a brand approaches a manufacturer or approaches us and says, hey, I'm looking to make these sweatpants or this hoodie. I don't know how much it should cost, but this is what I want. The issue there becomes that, because you don't know what you want, you don't know if it's going to be an eco-friendly product or not. You don't know what price point you need to be at in terms of production costs. It really opens up the options and makes the development process a lot longer. So understanding the market niche is very important. The competitors in that market niche are also important, are going to give you a lot of guidance into where the price can be placed for your product. And more importantly, will let you know where you can be competitive. So if you're looking to make hoodies, for example, the competitor price point at $45 or $50 in the marketplace, you know that you need to be at or around that price point in order to be competitive. If you're going to provide a value-added product that differentiates itself from the competitor, you may be able to charge a higher price. On the other side of that, you also may be able to be more competitive if you have a lower price at a similar or better quality product. Cost-based pricing is another approach when looking at price points, because it allows you to say, hey, there are no competitors in my niche, or I'm creating a new product that there is no competition for. So what is the price point that I'm looking for? It's going to be cost-based. So I need to know what this is going to cost me and backtrack the price, or forecast the price from there. Hidden costs. This is the most important part of development and manufacturing, because a lot of brands think it comes down to the manufacturing cost, when they don't really think about all the other expenses that are going to go into getting that product into their customers' hands. Number one, duties. So duties are a big part of what product costs that are going coming into the market today. If you take a look at the amount of products that are coming into the US, around 40 to 50% of those are paying duties. Shipping costs, of course, are important. Not only shipping to your end customer, but also shipping from the manufacturing facility to your warehouse. Most of the time, when you're working with a manufacturer, they will quote an X works price, and you need to pick it up from their warehouse, take it to the port of shipment, whether it's going to be air or sea shipment, or by land if you're doing that, and get it to your warehouse. So there's some additional costs there. And remember, the more product you're shipping, the less expensive on a per unit basis it will be. Two of the very important hidden costs that are often overlooked. Number one, lost sales due to lack of inventory. And number two, unsold inventory, which is what most people focus on. But lost sales is actually much larger of a hidden cost, because when you go to acquire a customer and you already have a customer on your website or at a store looking at your product, and their size is not available, the design that they wanted is not available, and you're not able to capitalize on the investment that you made to get that customer in front of your brand to purchase your product. That's a important lost sale that you will never see again. Unsold inventory, we all know, tons of inventory that was stuck, especially now with the pandemic, that was stuck without being sold, ends up having to be discounted, sometimes at cost, and sometimes even worse, below cost. These are some of the things that we see in our business because we're constantly helping new and up and coming brands develop their product. And it's one of the things that we most are confronted with, and we really help along the way to sort of make sure you're looking at all the important points. One note that I wanted to add kind of to close and to summarize everything is that although there are plenty of challenges in developing apparel product, we see it every day. There is a bright future for apparel brands and growing apparel brands in this day and age, because we believe that there is a true need for new innovative brands that are going direct to consumer or direct to wholesale without having the need for pre-order manufacturing. And so that means manufacturing on demand. That means pre-selling production. There are tons of needs, and especially with all the big box retailers that are closing up, creates a huge opportunity, we believe, for new and up and coming brands, which is where we work most. We work with all small to medium sized brands, anywhere from $1 to $25 million in revenue. That's really our sweet spot. And so we're seeing a real opportunity and growth for those brands, and we're happy to be a part of it. That's most of my presentation, Jason. I'm happy to go through any questions or any comments or anything you want me to touch on. I'm happy to do so.
Fantastic. All right, can everybody see me?
Yep, okay. I see you.
I'm going to stop sharing your screen so we can see a little clearer.
Sure.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, so I really like that you showed the Techpacks there. Hold on, we got a question that just came in. Let's go there first. Could you go into more depth about reference samples?
Sure. Great question. So a reference sample is a product that you see in the market right now that you are interested in developing. And what that means is, let's say you want to manufacture a pair of leggings. You know there's plenty of leggings in the marketplace. There's plenty of places to buy a pair of leggings. What you need to do as a brand is find which are the pair of leggings, or from multiple pair of leggings, that A, have the best fabric that you're looking for. What kind of fabric are you looking for your own product? B, what's the fit that you're looking for? Which of the products have the fit? And then any other details like sewing details that you might want to include and stuff like that, amongst other things, of course. So if you're able to grab as many details as possible from existing products and real products, and you're able to send those to your manufacturer, that will speed up the development process significantly, because it will allow you to say, okay, I want this fabric, I want this fit, and I want these details, put them all together and create a new garment for my brand. You're really able to speed up the process instead of handing someone a sketch or just telling them about an idea. Hope that makes sense for Rachel.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like anything, you know. I mean, if you have something you're trying to convey, and Techpacks are extremely important the way you lay them out. That's why I really like that you showed yours, how simple and easy to understand it was. And I think one thing that, especially if you're sourcing overseas, there might be a language barrier. So if you can keep it stupid simple and then, you know, include more pictures, that's something that just about anybody can.
Yeah. So with Techpacks, we've seen them all. We've seen 25-page Techpacks. I've seen one-page Techpacks. What I can tell you is keep it simple is the best way, number one. Number two, we always have our Techpacks translated into the language. So because we work mostly in Latin America and Central America, we are having everything in English and Spanish, and both are inches and centimeters. So everything is both translated. So we're talking the same language, and we're always able to reference the same product and the same measurement and it can be sort of uniform there. But I would always keep the tech pack simple. Make sure that you have as many pictures as possible, like you said, and definitely make sure to include all the details that you need when you're producing. Because if it's not in the tech pack, it's going to be very difficult for you to then come back to the manufacturer and say, "Hey, I really want a button here," but if it wasn't in the tech pack, then you're not really, you can't really hold anyone accountable for that.
Great. Can you do a little overview about Axleback? What
Sure.
makes you guys stand out? What
Sure.
services do you offer?
Sure. Sure, definitely. So Axleback is a consulting, design and development firm. We specialize in helping small to medium-sized brands develop their apparel products and really bring their dreams to reality. And that includes creating tech packs, creating designs, finding pattern and fit, grading all their sizes, and communicating with the manufacturers. So we have local teams in all the countries that we work in. That includes Mexico, Peru, and Colombia, where we have relationships with over 25 different factories. We handle the design, the sampling, and the production of their products. So we're really a consultant and a bridge for the brand and the manufacturer, and we allow the brands to really be able to come to us with any need that they have and help them bring their dream to reality.
Fantastic. Where are you guys based out of?
We're based in Miami, Florida. But we do have mostly a remote team. We have our head of design that sits in Spain with over 25 years of experience in fashion design, merchandising, and development. We have our project management team also here in Miami. And then locally in Peru, Mexico, and Colombia, we have production teams where they are working directly with the factories. We're doing quality audits. We're reviewing all the factories, making sure the working standards, the products, eco-friendly, et cetera, for the brand. So that's why we're able to really align ourselves with the brand directly and give them sort of transparency into what they need.
Great. What size companies do you guys primarily work with? Is it a wide range, or is there specific maybe volume per year or dollar amount that you guys work with?
So I mentioned it earlier in the call. I don't know if anyone caught it, but we work with anyone from 1 to 25 million per year. That's kind of our sweet spot, small to medium-sized brands. The larger brands, I say, already have people like us in-house. So that's why that's not really where our strength lies. We really allow the small to medium-sized brands focus on their business. And again, what we see is when you come up with a brand idea, your expertise is going to be bringing that vision to reality. It's going to be selling that product. It's going to be marketing. It's going to be building your website. All those things that we are not experts in, we leave that to you. Our expertise is developing the apparel product, making sure it's produced in the right way, finding the right product fit, and finding the right fabric for you.
In terms of your the connections you have and relationships with suppliers and vendors overseas, you talked about a big presence in South America. Are there certain product categories that you guys specialize a little bit more in, or that you have more relationships with the supply chains established with?
Definitely. So Latin America has many different strengths. In Colombia, swimwear, activewear, and synthetic fibers are very strong. We do so again, they're activewear, swimwear, loungewear, stuff like that works very well in Colombia. In Peru, cottons for sure. We're doing a lot of basics. In Mexico, very interestingly so, we're doing a lot of eco-friendly products and quick turn manufacturing for our West Coast clients. And so I see actually here a question popped up about, do you see a trend with brands interested in eco-friendly fabric? Is there a major price difference, i.e. recycled poly, between regular and green fabrics? So I'm happy to answer live here. So there's most definitely a trend, and I think we've seen it here in the show with brands going the eco-friendly route. More and more of the startup and younger brands are going towards eco-friendly to differentiate themselves. There is definitely a major price difference. I wouldn't call it major. It depends. It's all relative, but there is a price difference between non-eco and eco-friendly fabrics. That is simply because the cost of product. Recycled polyester goes through 3 additional processes before you can make fabric. You have to collect plastic bottles, you have to crush and sort them, and you have to make yarn out of that, versus just having yarn made from virgin polyester. And so just the fact that you have to add 3 industrial processes to it makes it more expensive. There's really nothing more to it. But what I can tell you is having eco-friendly products allows you to command a higher price in the industry and allows you to differentiate yourself from other brands that are not doing that.
Yeah, sustainability in its various forms has been a big topic this time around as it continues to increase in
Right.
the scope of which, the popularity of it and the fact that the consumer is starting to really take notice. I saw on your website that you guys are aligned with some pretty big hitters: WRAP, Ecotex, Global Standard, Global Recycled Standards, BetterCotton.org. So if you have a brand that comes to you and wants to start working with you, and let's say they're either starting out or they have an existing way they do business, are you able to advise them on the steps they need to take to become more sustainable?
Yeah, so that's a lot of what we do is actually in that line of thinking. Brands come to us and say, look, this is my idea, or this is my product. I'm currently manufacturing X and I want to get to Y. So how can you help me get there? And because, I've been personally in the industry for quite some time. It's been 3 generations of fabric in my family, fabric and textiles. Combined, all our team, we have a growing team, and combined, we have over 65 years of experience in the industry. So we really bring that to every brand that we work with. And we try not to work with, 100 different clients. We have a small list of clients that we work with because we put our heart and soul into everyone that we see. We really look at it as a partnership. Every client that comes to us is our partner, and we grow with them. And to date, we haven't lost a client. Everyone who works with us stays with us. They develop new collections, new products, and it really speaks a lot to the relationship that we have and the quality products that we create. So when we're talking about creating sustainable products, we make suggestions in terms of finding the right packaging for that product. If you're going to do a recycled product, you probably shouldn't pack it in a regular poly bag. You probably should do a recycled bag as well, to make the themes congruent. We're also, it's a new project, but I'm more than happy to share it now. We are starting with a few different client partners to offer them a carbon neutral manufacturing. And that is one of the first times or only times that brands are starting to do it. The entire manufacturing process is offset and carbon neutral. And so a lot of brands that we work with that are doing this are seeing great success being able to position their product not only with premium materials and eco-friendly materials, but their processes are also carbon neutral. And that's a big deal.
Can you describe a little bit more about what carbon neutral in fact actually means?
Sure. So basically, when you're going through manufacturing process, including dyeing fabric, cutting, sewing, shipping fabric from the fabric mill to the cut and sew manufacturer, all these processes have a carbon impact. And what that means is you're releasing carbon dioxide into the environment. And so what we do as a partner with those brands is we are purchasing carbon offsets. So we're planting trees, different projects are going into different processes, but a lot of times we're planting trees or we're doing carbon negative net activities to offset that manufacturing process. So let's say you make one t-shirt. For every t-shirt you make, you're releasing 1 kilogram of carbon dioxide into the environment. We're actually including in that manufacturing process, we're doing a carbon negative activity of 1 kilogram, which offsets that entire production process and really allows you to market and show your product is carbon neutral. If that doesn't make sense, I'm more than happy to dive deep into it, but it does get a bit more technical.
Yeah, there's so many terms out there, and it's like one as vague as carbon neutrality. It's good to get a little bit more detail
Sure,
on how it works. Yeah, so
sure.
great. Let me see if we got any questions here. Kevin, got anything from Facebook? Just wait a second here too.
Sure.
I'd like to get this opportunity really quick just to post the ATS social media links here to the chat function. Make sure everybody is taking a look. We announce things on there, and if you want to follow, see what's going on. Sorry, I thought another question came in. Great. Well, it looks like that's going to be it for the day. Nathan, thank you so much for your insights. Hopefully, we can get you in on the live stage next year.
Yeah.
So
Should be fun.
yeah, absolutely. I'd like to remind everybody that one more time that we do have our dashboard for the virtual show. If you have not seen it already, there's the link. Make sure to check out our country pavilions on our exhibitors. We do have the matchmaking function in there. It's a good place to network with other attendees and also with our speakers as well. Nathan and others will be in and out of there all day long. We are going until 5 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. The show will be open tomorrow as well, 9:30 to 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard. So, and again, I'd like to thank everybody who joined us here today and has joined us throughout the show. We look forward to continuing to add value and bringing knowledgeable speakers in these very key areas of the industry, such as Nathan and others. So thank you again, Nathan. Take care of yourself, be safe, and we'll see you again in the future.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Jason, and more than happy to connect with anyone offline if they have any specific questions. I see someone just reached out there. How can I contact Nathan? I'm more than happy to share my personal email here. It's nathan@axleback.com. And you can reach out to me directly. You can also find some more information on our website, some products that we've made, some information on our certifications, etc. But we're more than happy to connect. And I look forward to attending the show and maybe connecting with all of you in person next year. But in the meantime, let's all try and work together, and alliances and partnerships are the key to surviving this and seeing the future of the fashion industry.
I really encourage everybody to, when we say at the end of these seminars, reach out to our speakers. They're extremely valuable resources for you all to have, and they're allowing you to contact them directly. It's no easy feat in general to get that contact information, so please take advantage of that. It's what this show is about. I really like, Nathan, that you mentioned the collaboration.
Yeah.
Posting email again for you.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, so and that's one thing I'd like to outline that has been the success of the ATS brand, is aligning ourselves with partners like Nathan here and others that we've had for a long time and continue to grow. This industry is changing. I think we were talking about it, Nathan, before we jumped on here, that the paradigm is shifting to more of a collaborative environment, which certainly benefits everyone across the scope of the industry as well as the consumer. So thank you everybody for your comments. And we look forward to continuing to add value to you as our attendees. And Nathan, thank you again.
Thank you, Jason. Always great seeing you. Cheers.
Take care.
Take it easy. Thanks, guys.